Welcome back, guys. And today I want to talk about Ben Studios and Sony Entertainment. And the reason why I want to talk about them today because there's been a lot of chatter in the gaming community about why Sony decided not to allow Ben Studios to make a sequel to Days Gone. Even though Days Gone have a fan base, Sony decided not to make a Days Gone Part 2 in the next year or two, or 3 to 4 years from now. And a lot of people are speculating because they are punishing Ben Studios for failing to make enough money with the original in 2019. And as I make these statements in this video, I have to say they're all speculation. So take it with a grain of salt. I don't think there's no empirical evidence showing that Sony's punishing one of their studios for not meeting their quota. I don't think that's true at all because based on the sale records, Days Gone did really well. Now it didn't garner a large audience, but it did really well. So I'm gonna give you my opinion on this and tell you why this is a bunch of people just being outraged for no reason and crying about something that really does not need to be cried about. So without further ado, let's jump into it. And there are several reasons why I feel like people are complaining about something that really has no real reason for us to complain about. There's no real reason to complain about what Sony's doing with Ben Studios when it comes to them not allowing Ben Studios to make a sequel to Days Gone. Now, a lot of people bought Days Gone and they enjoyed it. Some people say it was okay. Some people say it was mediocre. Some people loved it. But I think a small minority of people loved it, and these are the people that want a sequel. But just because Sony decided not to allow Ben Studios to make a sequel does not mean Sony is hating on Ben Studios. Does not mean Sony is punishing Ben Studios. And when I heard this accusation, it was purely speculation because there's no evidence backing it up. And Sony hasn't responded to it. And I don't think Sony needs to respond to it because I think that it's absurd to even think. Because if you look at those sales records of Days Gone, it did pretty well globally. It did pretty well globally. It made a lot of money. Not groundbreaking money like Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, Ghost of Tsushima. Not it didn't make money like them IPs, but it made enough to justify its existence, to justify the cost of creating this new IP. And it took a different look at the horror zombie survival genre. It gave you two different elements that were different from a lot of others in its genre. It allowed you to have a companion that's a machine that allows you to go and traverse the world. This this bike was your lifeline. Without it, you could not travel. If it broke down, you had to repair it. There was things you needed to keep it running. It allowed to hold your armor, your health. It held your guns. It did a lot. It was your companion. And the other element that was different from a lot of horizontal survival genre games is their zombies or the creatures that were in the game. They were different from a lot of other zombie games. They were intelligent. They can move. They can react. They all attacked you at one time. It was like a swarm of creatures coming at you. Their movements were different. There were a lot more of them on the screen. That's the two elements that made it different from a lot of other in this genre. And I think that that was cool. I bought it day one. I loved it. I mean, it wasn't something that I thought was groundbreaking. Like I said, some of us thought it was okay. Some of us thought it was mediocre. Some of us thought it was not for them. Everyone has their opinion, but it did well enough to justify its existence. So this idea that Ben Studios failed Sony, and this is the reason why they decided not to allow them to make a sequel to me, like I said before, it's absurd. It's why would you punish someone for being successful? Isn't that counterintuitive? Ain't that the definition of counterintuitive? So I don't understand these accusations and these speculations out here about that. And as like I said before, there's numerous reasons why Sony decided to pass on it. One, maybe because they're trying to look for franchises or new IPs that would make the money back that they lost on the cost of the console. Now, it may not be a they may not lost a they may not lost a big large profit from the console, but they lost enough to maybe justify the reason for they only using IPs that they know will make groundbreaking record sales. I mean, they are a business and they are about making money. Let's not kid ourselves. They're not your friends. They're not my friend. I'm not defending them because I'm a fanboy. I'm just saying that these accusations are not based on logic, based on emotion, and based on bias. And the reason why I say it's based on bias is because a lot of people have been speculating because what they did to Ben Studios. They said that they made Ben Studios work with 99 Studios on two new projects. Like studios don't cooperate with each other on new product on new IPs or projects that the publisher wants them to work on. Like that doesn't happen in the gaming industry. Like that's unheard of that a popular publishing company or development company works with another popular or semi-popular publisher company or developing company. Like that's unheard of in the gaming industry. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying majority is saying this, but it's a small amount that is loud enough to make me want to make this video. That don't make any sense. That's absurd, and you have no evidence backing this up. They didn't dissolve Ben Studios. They haven't been studios work with Naughty Dog. And like I said, it's biased because a lot of people are upset with Naughty Dog Studios because they feel like that company is becoming woke, becoming more left thinking, have more political ideas about being a left type of company than being a conservative company. And that's the reason why people are upset. And because of what they did with The Last of Us Part 2, with one of their beloved characters, they are upset. So their opinions is based on bias. And I don't think we should look at it like that. Yes, some people have a right to feel upset, but to say that Sony is punishing one development company by making it work with an even worse development company to make a new project to work on a new project, like that doesn't happen. I don't understand this, and that's why I feel like people are jumping to conclusions. People are being outraged for no reason at all. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Now, Ben Studios deserves to be an independent company where they make their own IPs, their own type of games. And I think Sony's allowing them to do that. I don't think that Sony's deciding to keep them from working on new IPs or working on IPs they already created. I just think right now they want them to work on some projects with Naughty Dog Studios. And as I said before, they could be doing it because they want to make the money back for the cost of the consoles. It's all just speculation in the end. Sony hasn't responded, and I don't feel like I said before, Sony needs to respond. I just think that we are being upset and outraged about something that is minute, small, in, irrelevant in today's society. And I just feel like it's just something that we just need to chill out on. Well, let me know what you guys thoughts in the comment section below. Do you feel like Sony's punishing Ben Studios? Do you feel like these accusations have some merit to it? Do you think that everyone's just being outraged? What are your thoughts about it? Let me know in the comment section below because I think it's just people losing their minds, and I think it has to do more with the pandemic than with Sony and Ben Studios themselves. And on top of that, even the ex director of Days Gone said that just because Sony denied us to make it now does not mean we can't make it in the future. And it's really mind boggling that someone that worked on the IP has to say this to the general public. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. As always, thank you for staying to the video. I really appreciate it. Make sure you like and share, helps out the channel. And remember, gaming is a lifestyle, not a hobby. I'll talk to you later.